Um, Actually, I didn't got time today, so I said I'm gonna do my video early. So today I'm gonna be doing starting seeds in the nursery. I got some young seedlings right here, and I got some seeds I recently started. So I'm gonna show you guys the technique I use, and I'm gonna show you guys the results of the technique I use. Okay. So today I'm gonna show you all. So this is what I got so far. Got some cucumbers there, tomatoes, the other big potato plants, and even the lettuce. So what I'm going to be doing today is actually showing you all how to start your seed safely without frustration and then start for stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys what is the technique I'm using. Okay, so let me just show you all. So as you can see, this thing is a piece of cloth here that I have here. It's a piece of silky cloth. The cloth then must be silky, but that's what I have for the time. And you can see some empty trees on top of this stuff because I didn't want the outside underneath to be heated directly with the sun. So I actually put a little bit of darkness so that the seed can germinate. All right. So um, as you can see here from this tray, I'm going to use this tray. Usually, I put the soil into the tray and I actually wet it at first. Okay. So when I put the soil into the tray and it's wet, it looks like this. Afterwards, I punch holes, as you can see here, there are holes inside of the soil, and I think certain places you can see seeds. So after I punch the hole, I drop the seeds into the hole. Then, actually, I did that. It's already wet, so I don't gotta wet it again. Then I get a covering. It can be any covering, and I cover it. So this is gonna help with the moisture remaining for the seed germination, and also to create a little bit of heat, like and darkness. So the more the plants the more the seeds get heat together with the moisture, it's gonna help swell the seeds at a very early age. Okay, and as the seeds are being swelled, they're getting ready for germination. Okay, so inside of here is already hot. It's a little bit early, and it's already hot here. You can feel a little heat. So that's what the seed really needs, and also they need a little bit of darkness also, so that they can germinate faster. So I'll show you guys the results of a seedling that I actually put out. So what is going to happen here? This is what happens. I'm going to show you one now. As I put the seed inside of there and I leave it to heat. Okay. So you may see one or two seeds that is germinating. So this is what it looks like. So this is the seed being germinated because it's in the hole and it got enough air. The darkness was there. Also the heat is there. And this is what a seed swells to be like. And I'm just come to a little late. Otherwise I would have showed you a seed that is just swelling how it looks. Okay. Okay, let me see this one here. Yeah. This one is a swelling seed. As you can see it's a swelling seed. And that's how they look when they just start swelling. Uh, so this is a technique I've been using for quite some time, and I get pretty good germination. So right now, I'm going to show you all a tree that has been recently germinated from this technique, so you can feel safe to do that technique if you would like to. Okay, so these are uh, tree that has just germinated for 3 days ago after the seed had catched up and sprung up like this. After 3 days, it looks like this here. So actually, this technique I use is a very good technique. As you can see, almost all of them got seeds. I may missing at least one here, maybe one here. So it's very less. I can say this is a very good germination. Not 100%, but I can say like 95% because there are one or two missing. But even if they're missing, I got places where tree seed that failed, so I can just transplant and put it in areas where has not any seed germinated. So these are three trees which I did, and the same technique I use. These are the germination, and it looks very good. So if you're starting seeds, it's very technical to start seeds because it requires the patience and the time, and you gotta always come and visit the farm, visit to see what your seed needs, if it needs a little sunlight, if it needs a little bit of water. So actually, it does dry out the the clot. There's gonna be a point in time if the seed doesn't germinate as yet, the moisture is gonna dry out because it's a heat reaction with the moisture. So if it dries out, you gotta test it for every 2 days to see it dry out, and then you actually put a little water there and damp it back so that keep the seed moist. So this is what I do for seeds, and from this one here, this is my tomatoes, which I actually did, and because it's tomato, it takes a more time to germinate. So as you can see, some is coming up late, and some is already up. Right. So in this process, what I do, those who are is already up, I'm gonna give them at least 2 weeks. Let the majority that has to spring up. It's not all the seeds that come sometimes. Sometimes they get smaller seeds and they die on the way. And sometimes all the other seeds come through, right? And then maybe in the big stage, you may now see some seeds passing like this, even these here. So that's what's gonna happen. And if you're not gonna want that to set back your field, what I do is I actually take off from here the bigger ones and I put them into a separate tree, a fuller tree, just like how this tree here is full. Okay? And the other smaller ones, I leave them for when I'm germinating my second batch of tomatoes. Whatever doesn't come, I transplant them into my second batch. So in the greenhouse, it's a lot of technique. You gotta like use your head wisely, as I can say, because it's a lot of uh, strategy to use. Sometimes you start using a strategy and it's not working. So before I used to use a strategy where I just put the seed on top and I just leave it there. This actually works for new seeds, okay? For very new seeds, like if you just bought the seed from the packet, sometimes you get it in an envelope or something. This is gonna work. So you just get a seed and you just rest it right at the top, and you just rest it right at the top of the soil. You don't sink it, you just rest it there, right? This one requires a lot of more attention, a lot of more watering because if the top dries on the bottom of the tree got the water and you don't really come to the plant aid at the time, it's gonna die very quickly. You're gonna lose a lot because the root is exposed to the sun because it's right on top. So you don't want to put it on top, but you want to put it a little bit down. So you don't dig the hole too deep. You don't dig the hole too deep. You put a little pressure. You can find a piece of bamboo or a piece of stick, anything, And all what you do is just that You just put a little hole like this so that your plant can, so that the seed can just enter that hole. And in this, you cover it and you wait for some time, and then you see they started germinating, and then you get ready for your fertilizing, and also you may have to have a chemical, the thing to keep away the flies and the slugs and all them stuffs like that. So I recommend, if you're doing things like chemical, I'm going to be doing another video with chemical because just now I got to be using them on the small plants because I got to spray them from young so that when they reach old, the deficiency of whatsoever is harming the plant, it's already damped. You take care of it in the early stage. That's what happened. The fly comes and lay in the early stage of the plant, gets into the leaves, and by the time the plant is old, it's not good for selling. So you gotta, just like how they say, bend the tree while it's young. You gotta give the plant a little spraying right now and let it intake whatsoever insect may came. It's gonna be a repellent. Okay, so this is what is for seeds. Starting seeds is a very technical thing. Here I'm gonna show you some parsley which I started, and I think I've done it in my recent videos. So here is my parsley I started. People may be wondering why I'm not transplanting them right now. It's because the water system. As a transplanter, you need constant water and not heavy amount of water, but a light amount of water constantly, like every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So you can actually have your plant always damped. So they're always intaking. Your fertilizer got to be chopped. My sprinklers are there, they're working, but I didn't hook them up as yet. So I don't want to transplant plants at that stage. Normally I can transplant it at this stage. Even, let me see if I can get a peeper. I can even transplant it right nice. You see there's a little stuff here. If I got time also, I can transplant them at this stage here too. And it's safe to transplant them at this stage. And it's even safer to transplant them at the stage of which you see the seed is just sprouting, the little white stuff coming out of the seed at the root. That's the peeper. You can transplant it at that stage also. But it's just gonna take some more time. So what I did is I actually put it into the piece of pan here, cooking stuff, used for kitchen equipment. I boiled some hole in the bottom, put the soil, put the seeds, and after they germinated, what I did is I got some of the manure. It's not a real good manure I'm talking about, but I have some right there which I get from my family member of mine. So I use a little bit, put it into here, so I can use this as a manure still. It's an organic manure, it's a full manure. So I'm gonna wet it, and the plant is gonna intake it. Okay, and also, as I said, for germination, it's a very key technique. So what I did, I sprinkled the seeds and I covered, just like how I covered the other one, and the heat together with the moisture hatch the seed. Okay, and the reason I said, as I was saying, I'm not transplanting them right now is because I don't got the constant watering what the nursery got. So what I do, if you look closely, you can see the tail leaf in this parsley is coming up. So I'm gonna wait for that time, and I'm gonna wait until it's mature, and then when it got the full tree leaves and it is big enough, I can see solidness in the plant. It got enough roots. Then I'm gonna transplant it into the trays. When I'm transplanting, also I'm gonna do the video to show you guys the full stuff. Okay, even when those stuffs are being germinated, I'm gonna come back again and show you guys the results, so you can feel safe if you're germinating your seeds. Um, this is what it's gonna be for today. So starting seeds, it's a very technique. You just gotta find your technique, the way you do it, the way it's gonna work for you. But this is the way I do it. This is the way it worked for me, and I'm very happy it works for me because that's the big, like I say, the hardest thing in the nursery to start your seeds. sometimes you dump your seeds and all those didn't come. It's a waste of time. You got to do it over again. So that's how it is for me starting seeds. And when I'm doing transplanting, as I said, I'm gonna show you all. So another thing you will like to do when you're starting your seeds is you've got to be very, 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 I can say, observant. So what I usually do after every 2 weeks, after every 4 days, if I do in a seed that I know should germinate in at least 3 4 days, according to the good weather conditions, sunny. I have my stick, and usually I know how I do this, the pattern, just like this one. This is seasoning peppers. This seasoning pepper already germinated. Okay, uh, the others have not germinated as yet. So what I usually do is I come to test it. So I will make little holes like this, and I will look for the seed, right? Right. So I find the seed. Just gonna make a space to show you all. So here I find the seed, right? You don't want to dig up the seed. When I juke it, it feels a little firm. So this seed feels like it is germinated, right? But for me to notice, I gotta put a little bit more pressure around that to look for the white. Okay, as long as I see the white in that seed, then I find the roots. So as you can see, I'm shaking it and it's not moving, and that is a very good sign that the seed is germinated, right? I don't want to disturb the roots. Normally, I will find the white, but it's already go down, so I'm not gonna disturb that stuff. So this is foolproof that if you see your seeds haven't been germinated in days that you think they're supposed to be up already, as a farmer, you need to go test it and find what is going on under there with your seed, because you know the sequence and how you plant them. As I said, I bore holes and I put the seeds in. So the water came as I water damped. Over the time, it covers the little area. So as you can see, this is the seed also right here. It's feels solid too, so it looks like it's take hold. This is another germination. I haven't seen this one, neither this one, but they are there and they're coming up. So as long as I'm seeing this, I know that the seeds in them is in position for germination, and they're maybe a little bit under still and they're coming up. So what I'm gonna do as a farmer, you don't dig up all of them. You leave them and you give them a week. So you see what germinates, what doesn't germinate. If you gotta wait again, and normally sometimes I give them a week, and some comes up fast, right? And then the others take some time to come up. So you need to monitor it because it's very technical. It's seeds you're dealing with. Not all the seeds germinate at the same time. Not because you put all at the same time means they should germinate at the same time. Some need a little bit more heat. Some need sometimes the soil is too wet. Maybe where you are, sometimes the hole in the tree is full up or stuck with a stone, and it's continually wet, always soppy, and then you continue wetting, wetting, and you never notice. Okay, so it have a lot of water, and then you actually have to wait for that place to dry it out, and then the seed to get enough sun and a little darkness, and then stuff like that. So these are seasoning peppers. I never um, put any coating as what I did for things like lettuce, bok choys, tomatoes. I never put any covering on this because seasoning pepper needs sun. The seeds are a little bit hard. They need a lot of light and a lot of heat. So what I did, because we're behind time with the seasoning peppers, I leave them in the direct sun. So I wanted the sun to beat out the soil and dry it out, and then I come back and wet it to create that fast germination for the heat and the cool, heat and cool at the same time. So it swells the seeds, and the seeds comes out like now so, and then I see signs of germination. So I know that the seeds are gonna come, but I know that there are gonna be some coming late because the technique I use it's not really a safe technique to use, okay? But I does it because I want to see how long it takes for the seed to come up in without any coverage. So that's things you gotta check. How many days you let it stick to germinate, how much days, whatever seeds you're doing takes to germinate when you do it the way you do it. So that's what I'm actually doing here. So after here, these are some I have germinated for some time. And what I have to do, as you can see, there are a lot of missings. I gotta take off from another tree and pull up and pull up and pull up and stuff like that. So this is what it's like in the nursery. It's a lot of work when coming to seeds. So you gotta be very careful how you handle your seeds and always put like look for little strategy to always boost your seed. If you have to put like things like uh if you gotta cover it with grass or anything, you do what's better for you. But if you find a strategy which I am using here is a good strategy, you can comment under the section and I can do a separate video where I'm hatching some seeds in 2 days, sometime one day, because of the weather condition and the water condition. So thank you all for watching. I'm gonna be heading out right now because I got some other stuff to do, and I'm pretty sure that what I've showed today, if persons are having a little trouble in germinating the seeds, I hope that they're gonna be feeling safe, happy that it's gonna be germinating, and the technique I use is gonna make you feel free that if you're doing your little own home gardening and you're doing your germination of seeds, that when you look at the tree, you're gonna see they look cool and powerful, and then as you're applying your little spray to it. So that's my next stage, applying spray. So I think I'm gonna get that spray either this afternoon or tomorrow. And when I'm spraying, I'm gonna show you guys what amount of spray, what type of spray I use, because I use many different spray before in the earlies, but I got my number one spray now, which I'm gonna be using for the seedlings. And since I've been using that spray, I never had any problem. So that's why you gotta consider if you're doing a technique in the nursery and it haven't given you any problem, it's safe to continue that technique. Less stress and it gives you motivation because you're seeing production. So I'm gonna be heading out now. Thank you all for watching. All those who had the time just to come out to see my little starting seeds video this morning where I'm doing this live. Uh, as I go out right now, if I have any other technique or any other stuff that I use for seedlings, germination, I'm gonna show you guys. So we got a lot to learn. I got a lot to show you all because I've been doing this thing for over some years now. So as long as I got new things in what I have considered and discovered, I'm gonna bring it out and show you all. So if you having a little problem with certain things, it's gonna be safer. So thank you all. I'm gonna be heading out right now, and I'm gonna come with another video for my spraying and using it in the very professional manner. So you don't burn your plants or you don't overspray your plants and kill them and make them dry out because the spray is something like a kind of heat. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys one more thing before I leave. That is one consideration to make you know that it's time for spraying. Okay, usually you look underneath the leaves. I don't got any insects here, but normally, as you can see this stuff here, and as you can see that little boy running here, these are the things that comes, suck, lays, create all type of different pests and all them stuff to your plants. So you don't want that. So in the greenhouse, it's a lot of work when it comes to seed, germination, caring. You gotta pay attention to your plants and see when they need spraying, see when they need fertilizing, see when they need an extra caring. Okay? Sometimes they got too much of water and you gotta leave them to dry out. So sometimes you say, okay, I'm gonna leave that stuff to dry out. They had gotten water for over how much weeks. So I'm gonna let the sun give them a half the amount of heat so it dries out every water in the soil and you let the plant stand on its own and then you take your time and you damp bit by bit and then you get that plant back. Okay, so as I'm going, I'm going to show you all, and If you would like it, then you know what to do. If you have wanted to help somewhere, I can be available because I have time to do lives right now before I don't have any more times. So I'm gonna take the time to do it right now. So I'm out for good, and thank you all for watching. And I'm gonna be coming with other techniques so you guys can feel happy in farming or even raising your seeds and all them stuff like that. So bye guys. This was just an early video, so I gotta move right now. So I'm gonna be coming with any other stuff to show you. And if you feel happy about it, you can comment and all them stuffs. Like and share. I don't know what is up to your options. And I'm gonna be coming again, I think either this afternoon or tomorrow with another video for you guys because I'm gonna be showing you guys something new. So let me not waste your all time. I'm out.